So this is a follow-up video to a couple videos that I made previously. One is called Let's All Be Pollyannas, and the other one is called Trusting God Can Change Your Life. So I will include links to those videos in the description box below this one so you have them for reference. When the Divine asked me to create this video talking about my lifestyle, I was pretty freaked out. My lifestyle is something that I have worked very, very hard to hide. My lifestyle is ridiculous. It's not something that you talk about, and it's definitely not something that you broadcast all over YouTube. So I was very concerned when he said, I want total transparency. I'm making an example out of you, Christine. You are an example of what happens to somebody who takes leaps of faith, what happens to someone who demonstrates blind faith and trust in the divine and follows divine guidance. Because in order to follow that divine guidance, I have to not only trust in my gift, but the fact that I'm connecting with the divine himself, the divine guidance I'm getting is correct, that stuff. So the divine has wanted to make an example out of me and my life since the beginning. I remember talking to skeptics on YouTube. Back when my comments were enabled, I just kept saying, I know you're a skeptic. I know you don't believe God exists. Just keep watching me in my life. Just keep watching me in my life. And that's what they were instructed to do years ago. And they're still being instructed to do that because God is still making an example out of me and the life that I'm leading, because I am being divinely guided every step of the way. So he wants you guys to see how he guides people forward. And also he wants people to know that he's not all about like being a martyr where it's like turn the other cheek and a lack of self-love. He's not all about vows of poverty. He's about abundance, and that includes the material. So because he guided me to a higher level of existence and he rewarded my acts of blind faith and trust, he wants you guys to have some insight into the life that I'm leading. However, I'll be curious to see if you actually are envious of this lifestyle, because it's kind of unorthodox and very different from everyone else. And the fallout that I'm going to get from my inner circle for uploading this video is not going to be good. I'm also not looking forward to that. Maybe I just won't answer my phone. Like I said, I've done a really good job of hiding this stuff. Some of the decisions that I've been guided to make, I've been ashamed of, I've been embarrassed by, and unfortunately, I can work really hard to overcome my ego in other areas of my life, such as becoming a psychic medium and speaking my truth. But there will still be other areas of my life where I'm worried about, what people are going to think or how it looks or feeling vulnerable. And lifestyle is definitely it. So I'm setting my ego aside. I'm creating this video and I'm doing what the divine is asking me to do. But this is going to be kind of difficult for me. My lifestyle's kind of strange. All right. So watching this video, I want you guys to keep those two videos in mind. Okay. Let's All Be Pollyannas and Trusting in God Can Change Your Life. Okay. Keep those two videos in mind, because you're going to be like, she's doing it. Just so you know, they have me watch my own YouTube videos. They've had me watch the Pollyannas video like 10 times and the Trusting God one over and over too. So yeah, this is me actually acting those videos. I practice what they preach. All right. So back when I lived in LA, the divine had me sell my condo as is. I mean, furniture, plates, paintings still on the wall, bed, bedding, etc. And it was important to me, if I was going to sell my condo as is, per the divine's instruction, that I found somebody that actually appreciated what I had created, because I just had it, I just decorated it and I just had it renovated. So I did. I sold to somebody that appreciated it, left it as it was, and purchased it from me. Everything included. And the divine wanted me to go straight from my condo to a hotel, but I didn't want to do that. I thought that was kind of strange. So I went and stayed with my bestie for a while. And the problem is the divine came forward and he's like, yeah, I didn't have you give up your condo so you can go be a guest in somebody's home. This isn't what I had in mind for you. I didn't picture you doing readings out of a bedroom. I actually wanted you like having a desk. I didn't picture you, being, a guest in somebody's house. Like, I actually wanted you to have your own place, your own kitchen, so you could pursue culinary arts, that kind of thing. Like, this isn't what I had in mind. So he guided me to stay in a hotel, and believe it or not, I feel like I manifested this hotel because it was this hotel room, because it was top floor, corner unit, floor to ceiling windows, air conditioning, blackout windows, view of some nice trees, perfect location. And I do believe I manifested this place. So it was a hotel room, but it was kind of like, it wasn't an actual extended stays, but it was like an extended stays type of hotel where people go there when their house is under construction, or, business travelers, whatever, that are going to be in town for a while. But it had a, bedroom, walk-in closet, bathroom, full kitchen, like everything. So it was like a mini apartment, basically. So when the divine guided me to this place, I was kind of chuckling. I was like, wow, this is like kind of what I manifested. It's like you put your order in and, that's what I wanted. So I knew that I was divinely guided to this place for a reason. But the problem is that it was a hotel room. So it was $169 a night, and anyone that goes from living with their bestie, who's like staying somewhere for free, she loved having me there, I loved being there, we had a good time together. Like, why would I move out of my bestie's house and into a hotel? And go pay money, like a lot of money, to stay somewhere? It didn't make any sense. So I did it because the divine asked me to, and it was a beautiful place to live, but I mentally just wasn't there. I had absolutely no peace of mind the entire time I was there. I was there for a year and a half paying $169 a night. Do the math. You know how much money that is? That's almost $100,000. $169 a night for a year and a half. I was biting off my fingernails the entire time. And that's exactly where the divine wanted me to be. And when the divine asks you to do something, there's many reasons for it, because he's very strategic. And unfortunately, the divine isn't in the habit of explaining himself. So that's all blind faith and trust. Like, okay, the divine wants me here for a good reason. I'm just going to have to keep paying this. But I was never comfortable there. I never had peace of mind. Looking back, I wish I could have enjoyed it more, because it was a great place to be. The staff was great. I definitely stuck out from everybody else because I was there for so long. My gym was directly across the street. I had my personal trainer there. I was never comfortable. I was always worried about how much money I was spending. I was always worried about exhausting my assets to stay there. And the problem is that the divine is carrying me to a higher level of existence, but he's doing it with my own money, and he's exhausting my assets to do it. And the divine views my money as his money, and he views it as a means of, getting what he wants, doing what he wants to do, and accomplishing what he wants to accomplish. So when you work hard for your money and you value money, it's really hard to have the divine come along and be like, okay, do this, do this, do this, do this. But every time I say my money, he corrects me and says, our money, I brought it onto your path. So apparently the divine is very good at spoiling me with my money. See, our money, he's still saying our money. He corrects me every time I say that. Now the problem is with spending $169 a night is that it feels like a huge middle finger to me, because I make anywhere between like 65 and 80 grand a year, depending on that particular year. 65,000 to 80,000 a year. So if that's how much money I make and I'm spending, all this money beyond my means, it just feels like my lifestyle is completely out of control, right? I am 111% dependent on the divine to bring money onto my path, right? He has to, because this can't be sustained. This lifestyle can't be sustained off of my income. So not only does it feel like a huge middle finger to me and the job that I'm doing and, the money that I'm earning and just like throwing it all over the place, it feels very disrespectful. And it's just, it was a really, really hard pill to swallow, to where it's just like, well, if money has no value, let's just do whatever we you know, I mean, I look like a moron. I look like a moron. I don't look like I'm trying to have like a positive, optimistic Pollyanna attitude towards the future. I look like I've gone completely insane. I look like a total moron. I know that. Who doesn't value the dollar, who's just completely lost it. Like, girl, you better be right. Otherwise, you're going to crash and burn. So, when the divine asked me to move to Hawaii from Los Angeles, everything started making sense. Oh, that's why he had me sell my condo as is. You know, that's why he, you know, had me like stay in a hotel. And he's planning on having me split. He wanted me like traveling light, right? Okay, let's get rid of some of your possessions because you can just get new ones in Hawaii, kind of thing. So when he divinely guided me to move to Hawaii, things started making sense. But I'll tell you this, I had already been staying at the hotel for so long that I'm like, all right, permanent place to live, apartment, condo, yes, all right. You know, this is my chance to have that lifestyle of living within my means and feeling like things are under control now and living within my paycheck and having that peace of mind and not biting my fingernails off anymore. Yes, Toonses, let's go. We're going to Hawaii, dude. We're going to Hawaii. We're going to find a permanent place to live there. Everything's going to be great, right? No more hotel payments. No more draining my bank account. And my hotel chain in Los Angeles that I stayed at for a year and a half has a resort under the same, you know, hotel chain beachside in Maui. So I went from a hotel in Los Angeles under the same hotel name in Maui. That's a resort, right? I mean, we're talking about like huge property, fully functional resort that you like never have to leave. Like everything's here, you know, spa, etc., pool. And so because I had stayed at this hotel in Los Angeles for a year and a half, I had racked up VIP status and a bunch of hotel points that I was able to use at this resort in Maui. So I was like, woo! When I get to Hawaii, I get to stay at this beautiful resort off of points for a month. This is good. And then I'm going to use that month to look for a permanent place to stay and everything's going to be great. This is fantastic. This is awesome. Everything's coming together. This is going to be good. And I'm just excited about keeping my money in my account, right? All right, everything's under control, keeping the money in the account. Okay, we're moving on from this. Well, so I moved to Hawaii and I can't find an apartment. Everything's just slipping through my fingers. I didn't like anything. Nothing really appealed to me. There was lots of competition for stuff. There were a bunch of scammers on Craigslist. Thank God I'm intuitive. Thank God for my gut. Because nobody actually successfully scammed me because of my intuition. But there were 3 different scammers and boy, are they good. Boy, are they good. It looks like a legitimate property. And it's, anyway, whatever. So all this bad stuff started happening. And I start kind of freaking out because I'm running out of time. You know, I don't have a whole lot of time. My points are running out, and I can't afford to stay at this resort at all. I'm like, my points are running out. I'm done. You know, the plane better take off because the runway's about to end. And I start freaking out. So I make a YouTube video called, Are You a Rich Person Who Owns a Place on Maui? And I post that on YouTube. I can include that in the description box of this one too if you want to see it. It's 4 minutes long. Reaching out to rich people who want a place on Maui, like, hey, can I rent from you? You know, thinking that I might have a chance if like somebody sees it on YouTube, like, hey, can I rent from you? Well, nobody ever came forward. But actually, like one person came forward with an apartment, but then I did a read on it with my gut, and I wasn't supposed to take it. And anyway, but I asked them, I was like, and so I like asked them if it was okay if I uploaded that video, and they're like, yeah, that's fine, makes you look like a mortal, whatever. Well, in a video that I made called Hawaii Update, I'm pretty sure it was that video, I said something along the lines of, if the divine could have it his way, I would just live in hotels. Well, the divine's getting his way. Because I currently live at this resort. And I can't technically afford to live here off of the money I make. This resort is $300 a night. This resort is $300 a night. I have been here for 4 months, and one of those months has been off of points, and the other 3 has been $300 a night. So if you do the math, I just went from a moron to a major moron. I am well aware that my lifestyle makes me look absolutely insane. I know that. I am aware of it, and I am also aware that I'm being divinely guided to do this. Now, what I did was I picked up the phone and I called the sales department and I booked more time for myself. It was like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And every time I picked up the phone, I did a read on the conversation with my gut. And of course, as luck would have it, my gut feels fantastic. As a matter of fact, it didn't just feel like relaxed and open, like, yeah, that's cool. It was like this boost of energy, like, yes, this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. We want you here. This is where you're supposed to be, right? So I hung up the phone, cried my eyes out, and I was like, of course. Of course. This is where I'm supposed to be. I went from LA, where I paid $169 a night, to here, where I pay $300 a night. Isn't this fantastic? Of course. Of course my gut feels great. Of course it has to feel great. My gut can't get tight and tell me, hey, you're doing the wrong thing, because it's not the wrong thing. Oh boy, lucky me. Then I cried my eyes out. And it became this cyclical thing. Every time I added another 2 weeks on, it was like, call the sales department, hang up the phone, cry your eyes out. 2 weeks later, call the sales department, cry your eyes, hang up the phone, cry your eyes out. That's essentially how it went. That was my lovely cycle. So I sat there and I was like, all right, I can do this. I can do this. I can hang. I'm not going to pass out from fear and stress and the fact that my money is like just, flowing, falling between my fingers like sand. It's like, all right, I can do this. And that's when they started talking to me about trust. And it was basically like, you can change your life around. You can turn your life around, Christine, if you just trust the divine, right? If you just trust that he's going to take care of you, if you just trust that you're divinely supported and that your material needs will be met, you can like completely change your life. Like instead of sitting here freaking out, you'd be by the pool with, a drink with your feet up reading a magazine. And that's when I made that video, Trusting God Can Change Your Life. And that was the day where I was like, I'm in a corner. I'm in a corner. Like I have a choice to make. I either trust him or I don't. Of course I can check out. Are you kidding me? I have free will. I can grab Toonses in my suitcase right now and check out of this hotel. Done. Gone. Think that's not tempting? Of course it's tempting. But I'm not stupid. I've been following divine guidance for years. I know what happens when I don't follow it. Is it the divine punishing me? No, it's me attracting darkness to myself. Because I'm creating my own reality by making a fear-based decision. Now, for all you intuitives out there that are watching this, you know what's going on, you students of the universe. You know how the law of attraction and power manifestation work. What am I reliant on right now? My belief system. What do I believe? What am I manifesting? I'm creating my own reality with my belief system. So is my reality going to be created with fear or optimism? The Pollyanna attitude that makes you look like a total idiot who does not have a grasp on reality and has their head in the sand. That's why those 2 videos that I previously made are so important. Let's all be Pollyannas and Trusting God Can Change Your Life. I am walking, talking proof of both of those right now. I am living, breathing, living my life according to those 2 videos right now. My belief system is manifesting. Am I coming from a place of lack? If I decide not to get that $200 massage here at the resort, am I coming from a place of lack? And then if I decide to get that and give myself some self-love and self-pampering, the divine will bring more abundance onto my path. It'll be fine. I'm on the divine payroll. I'm fine. He'll take care of me. I'm provided for. I'm aligned with truth. I know he's got my back. I'm holding his hand. That's the question. And that's the question that gets to be answered because you guys get to watch. So for all you skeptics out there who I was talking to keep an eye on my life, well, now's the time to take a bathroom break, get more popcorn and another Coke, and come sit back down because things are about to get interesting. You're about to find out whether or not I'm going to crash and burn or if I'm going to be elevated. Blind faith is rewarded. Leaps of faith is rewarded. Trusting God is rewarded. The divine is making an example out of me in my life, which is why you're supposed to watch what happens to me. Do I know what happens to me? No, that's why this video is so daunting. I have no idea what happens to me. I don't know. I'm assuming it's good because he's making an example out of me how blind faith is rewarded. So somehow all these leaps of faith and blind faith gets rewarded, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to me. I have no idea. That's another way the divine works, is it's not like he tells you, well, this is going to happen and this is going to happen and this is going to happen. That's why it's blind faith. You take these leaps of faith without knowing anything. But I am being asked to upload this video, and you guys are being asked to watch me and watch what happens. So I decided at this point, when I was completely freaking out about the money, I decided at this point to open up my calendar to take sessions from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. I was like, all right, I just have to do more sessions. I have to compensate for, all this money I'm spending. And the divine put the kibosh on that. He said, no, that's not what this is about. This is about blind faith and trust that you are supported and provided for. It's not about opening up your calendar and doing more readings to compensate. And so I never did that, but I wanted to. And I told the divine, I was like, well, for years you've been, exhausting my assets, my 401k, my savings, my equity in my condo. You've been exhausting my assets. It's like someone spoiling you with your own money. See, he keeps saying it's our money. But, I'm basically living above my means. And he said, you've served me well. This is the lifestyle I want for you. You have to trust that I'm going to provide for you. But this is the lifestyle that I have guided you to, and this is the lifestyle I want for you. So I just have to trust that all my material needs will be met. And create my own reality with the blind faith and trust. So, like I said, the divine has a lot of good reasons why he wants me at this resort. I'm just not sure what they are. It's a good place to be. I definitely can't complain, but anyway. All right. So fast forward to present day, right? Got to Hawaii December 9th. So fast forward to present day. I'm still at this resort, obviously. My credit score is in the toilet again. I'm used to that now. My credit score was in the toilet before. Paid off all the cards. Credit card companies love me. They made a lot of money off of me, and that was that. They'll get their money. Credit scores in the toilet temporarily again. Worrying about my credit score is also my ego. Great. Just pound me into the ground, why don't you? I have more peace of mind because I know I'm not the one driving this car, in case you couldn't tell. My hands are off the wheel. I just surrendered. I'm like, all right, I'm not the one driving this car. The divine is. I'm just going to go with the flow and surrender and just follow the current and go where the divine is leading me. Because he has my best interest at heart. Although it might not look like it. Although monetarily speaking, it might not look like it. What the divine is saying is he's saying I look vulnerable, but I'm not. He said she's holding my hand. So he said Christine looks vulnerable, but she's not because she's aligned with truth and she's holding my hand. So there you go. There you go. Looks can be deceiving, I guess. All right. He wants me to talk about my lifestyle. I would rather not, but okay. To me, this actually sounds like I'm bragging, but the divine says that it's not bragging if it's the truth. So keep that in mind. I hope you don't think this video is snotty. Actually, it's not snotty because if I could have it my way, I wouldn't have made this video. Okay, number one, I live in a resort. It's beachside. I am in a corner hotel room with 2 balconies, floor-to-ceiling windows, and a view of the ocean in Maui. I have a fully functional spa here where I get my hair done, nails done, manicures, pedicures, and massages. I have a gym here that I work out at. The treadmill has a view of the ocean, which is pretty decadent. I have amazing restaurants with wonderful food here to eat at. They have laundry, so I can do my laundry here. It is fully functional. Beautiful swimming pool to lay out by. Beautiful, poolside bar to get a salad. The beach obviously is here too. This is where people go to vacation, and apparently this is where I live. So it's a pretty decadent place to be, and it's an even better place to do sessions from because the vibe is so high. So this is a fantastic place to do my sessions from. I wake up every morning and I order room service for breakfast. So I have a lovely, nutritious breakfast before I dive into my sessions for the day. So that's pretty darn convenient. I have maid service, so I don't have to clean. And obviously, I don't have a kitchen right now, which I know they're going to bring a kitchen onto my path later because they want me pursuing culinary arts, but I don't have a kitchen, so I am also cooked for. So I'm spoiled in that regard as well. I can go out to dinner whenever I want. The people at Ruth's Chris know my name. Good evening, Miss Pavlina. How are you? I'm treated very well wherever I go because I still have VIP status at this resort. So the divine wanted me to be treated well, and I am wherever I go. I'm treated very, very well. It's pretty nice, pretty decadent. I got in trouble for not using the valet. The divine said, "Why are you self-parking? Why aren't you using the valet?" And I said, "I don't want to bother them every time I come and go from the hotel. I don't need all that." And he's like, "Use the valet. It's what I want. I want you to come and go with the valet. No self-parking." Like, all right. So I always use the valet when I come to the resort, coming and going from the resort. I drive a Mercedes-Benz. The divine brought it onto my path. I used to drive a Beetle. And when I got into the Mercedes, I was like, I don't know about this. It's bigger. It's a little more difficult to park. And I don't know about this. And then the other side came through and they were like, "It's a Mercedes. We think you'll be okay." And yeah, I mean, I was sitting at a barbecue in my friend's backyard when the divine came through and said, "Ask Tina if she'll go to the Mercedes dealership with you this weekend to look for a car." And I did, and she did, and the rest is history. As soon as I got into the car, I was like, yep, this is what I was divinely guided to. So my car is compliments of the divine as well. I love it. It's very safe and very, smooth ride. It's a beautiful, beautiful car. So I love it. Every time I focus my mind on it, my gut gets warm and squishy like a Care Bear. So yeah, it's a gift from the divine, my little present for being his secretary. My lifestyle. The divine has set me up to where I go back and forth between Los Angeles and Maui, and that is the most fantastic thing ever because I have the perfect combination of the serene, mellow, relaxing, tropical, beautiful island lifestyle. And then when I go to LA, I have the hustle and bustle and excitement of the big city life. So I've been in Hawaii for 4 months and I've already gone back to Los Angeles twice, and I'm already planning a third trip right now. So he encourages me to go back and forth as much as I want, and it's just a fantastic combination between the two worlds. It's a really, really nice lifestyle he set up for me. To have both of those is just decadent. It's just the best of both worlds. I love that. Let's see. So, Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure I like cover everything they asked me to cover because there's a lot of points here. Okay. So they're asking me to make another point of how my belief system matters. If I truly feel like there's not enough money and mentally I'm coming from a place of lack, then I end up manifesting that. So it's kind of like I have to stay in my happy place in order to like maintain this belief system and maintain this reality for myself. So my free will decisions, universal energies are responding to my free will decisions. So this sounds very, very odd, but it's almost like the more money I spend, it demonstrates to the divine how much I trust him, and it demonstrates to the divine how much courage and confidence and faith that I have in him bringing more abundance onto my path. Do you see what I mean? So it's like when I hold back from booking like a $200 massage, it's like, oh, she doesn't trust me. She doesn't trust me. And I could feel it because I tested it. I chose not to get a massage, and then later I decided to get a massage, and there was a huge energetic difference between the two. Huge. I'm sensitive to energy. I'm the law of attraction on crack. I can tell how the universe responds to my free will decisions. So I did test it, and I was like, yep, there it is. There's a law of attraction responding to my free will decisions, however small. Am I coming from a place of lack? That's the question. Am I coming from a place of lack, or do I have faith and trust that the divine's going to take care of me, and he's not going to let me fall? Because I am a speeding train on train tracks where I can see them ending up there. My train is just speeding forward, and I'm like, the tracks, I can see them ending up there because I'm running out of money. So I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully tracks will just show up out of nowhere. And that's where the divine wants you to watch me, because he's making an example out of me. Will Christine Pavlina be okay? But it's not like I'm sitting there and I like climbed a mountain and I'm just sitting there peacefully, relaxing on top of this mountain and enjoying the view. I'm like being dangled by my feet. I'm being held out and dangled by my feet. What's going to happen to Christine Pavlina? What's going to happen? Is she going to fall, or is she going to be okay? Because Christine Pavlina is, out there floating. I'm dangling. I'm not sitting on the mountaintop eating a sandwich, just chilling. I'm dangling. And the wind beneath my wings is my blind faith. My blind faith and trust in the divine is the wind, the current, holding me up. All right. Sorry, I forgot to add one other thing. Shopping, clothes, jewelry, purses, shoes. I can buy whatever I want, but, I'm very strategic about it. I'm always looking for YouTube stuff. Oh, is that going to look, good on my YouTube channel? It's always like for YouTube. So it's always very strategic what I buy. Also, it's kind of like, I'm not paying that for a top, like within reason kind of thing. So they're using me as an example of blind faith and trust being rewarded. So let's review, shall we? The leaps of faith that I've taken when I walked away from my 21-year marketing career, right? Walked away from my 21-year marketing career, became a psychic medium, came out of the closet as a professional psychic medium, came out of the closet as the Reiki master, the absolute, spoke my truth there. That was hard. Selling my condo, exhausting my assets to speak this truth and walk this path. My Mark Foster videos, that was hard. Bernie Sanders videos, that was hard. And now they're just boring because they're so repetitive. Donald Trump, that made me look insane. All of these were leaps of faith, and I was just following guidance. So this was a really hard path looking backwards, because it just, of course, just ruined my reputation and my personal relationships to boot. My personal relationships got ruined when I came out of the closet, and then they kind of recovered, because I, obviously over time they got a little bit better, and then I moved to Hawaii. So my social life has taken some pretty tough hits. It's like, okay, knock down your sandcastle, rebuild it. Okay, have it knocked down again. Great. But yeah, so the divine has carried me to a higher level of existence. I just need to maintain a belief system to sustain it and to match it, essentially. If I come from a place of fear, I make myself vulnerable, because fear is the dark. So that's the thing. I don't know what's going to happen, but the divine's holding me out there. What's going to happen to Christine Pavlina? Keep watching. Take out the 3D glasses, popcorn, Coke, keep watching. See what happens to me. Whatever does happen, it'll be straight from him. He just wants to make sure you guys are watching, so that's why he had me make this video saying, hey, over here, keep your eyes on me, because something's about to happen. I just don't know what. This is a little freaky. So, I mean, don't you think it's kind of freaky for me to make this video? Hey, there's a bunch of stuff that's about to happen to me. I don't know what. This is just very odd. So I'm, not sure how, but the divine is making an example out of me. I'm a teacher. So keep watching and let's do this. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.